Hi everyone, so I had a morning full of online returns since I've been doing some online shopping since I've been homebound, and bills and so forth. So even to get anyone to chat online these days is just taking forever and a day. I was on a chat online with Lululemon. I think I had to wait for the person for an hour and a half. I guess that teaches me a lesson. Maybe I shouldn't be buying so much Lulu. Anyhow, so today I went for a jog. It's kind of raining out here in Southern California, so I went for a jog with my hoodie and my burqa and everything else on under the sun. And so now I think I'm gonna go ahead and treat myself today to that Oreo surprise dessert. So today we're gonna make an no-bake Oreo cheesecake. And all it requires is, of course, cream cheese, some heavy whipping cream, a few tablespoons of butter, vanilla, powdered sugar, and a giant pack of Oreo cookies. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. I put about 24 Oreos, about 24, I don't know, I lost count after a certain point, and then I started eating some too. So I put about 24 Oreos in this food processor, and I'm going to go ahead and pulse it up super fine. And usually, some people like to pour the butter in with the Oreos and process it all together, but I find when I do that, then the Oreos stick to the plastic and everything. So I'm gonna do that separately in a mixing bowl. So I'm gonna go ahead and pulse this up. Super fine. So you wanna continue to just pulse until it's fine. I'll go ahead and show you, I hope you can see it here. And this is gonna be for the crust of the Oreo cheesecake, okay? So you want them as fine can be. I mean, if they're not super fine, it's okay, but. And if you don't have a food processor or are too lazy to get it out, which I almost was today, then go ahead and stick them in a gallon size or a giant Ziploc bag and crush them up. You can go ahead and just take a roller pin and just crush up the Oreos that way. But I keep my food processor, you know, it's up top, but it's easily accessible because for times like this, it's just faster and easier. So I'm gonna go ahead and take these crumbs now and I'm gonna mix them in a bowl with the melted butter. So what I did was I continued to push the crust down, and I actually ended up blending or pulsing a few more Oreos with some more melted butter to get it to kind of evenly cover the bottom. And then the sides are not even, as you can see, but it's totally fine. This is a homemade cheesecake, so it's not gonna look as perfect as Cheesecake Factory or anything like that. But it's good enough, it's all covered. And so I probably ended up using about 30 Oreos, to be honest. Now we're gonna stick this in the fridge while we make our filling. Okay, so once you have your mixer and the bowl out and you put your 16 ounces of cream cheese, I opened up 2 blocks of Philadelphia cream cheese, put that in here. I'm gonna go ahead and add my 1 cup of powdered sugar and then my 1 teaspoon of vanilla. Again, I'm using my handy dandy magnetic measuring spoons, which I absolutely love. And then that's it. We're gonna go ahead and beat this up. And you wanna just beat it until it's all mixed in and blended in together. So in this bowl, I went ahead and I have my 16 ounces of Philadelphia cream cheese. I put my 1 cup of powdered sugar and then my 1 teaspoon of the vanilla extract. So what I'm gonna do now is go ahead and beat this up until it's all kind of blended in together. Now if the cream cheese, okay, so what I have done here is put 2 cups of heavy whipping cream in this bowl, and I'm just slowly, you wanna make sure the cream is really cold, super cold. Unlike the cream cheese, you want it room temperature. So this is gonna be super cold, you're gonna pull it right out of the fridge, and you're just gonna whip it. Now I don't have one of those KitchenAid, mixers that makes all of this cream cheese incorporation that we just did and this part of the cheesecake recipe super easy to do, but I don't have one. So actually I have one, but I gave it to my mom either. So I'm gonna go ahead and just improvise and try to whip this up. Again, you wanna start with really low heat, low on a low spin, and just slowly keep going until the air kind of incorporates into there, and you're gonna start seeing like soft peaks hopefully soon. And it's gonna turn into like a whipped cream texture. Incorporated those 15 chopped Oreos. I think I had about 15, 16, 17. So once the whipped cream is done with the heavy whipping cream, you just want to incorporate in the Oreos and just fold them in. Don't stir this too much. Don't keep blending it or anything like that. You just want to have it this consistency. It's super thick and still very much whipped cream like. It's almost like you just stuck a bunch of Oreos in whipped cream. So what we're going to do is we're going to put this now mixture into this, or vice versa. So in this case, I'm just gonna fold it into this whipped cream topping here, and we're gonna go ahead and fold it all in. So what you want to do is go ahead and just fold it all in together. So we have our whipped cream with our Oreos and this. Now, I smashed them a little bit too small this time around. I think that this cheesecake would actually look and taste better if you just keep the Oreos in like chunks of like 2, 3, 4, just break apart each Oreo in just pieces, as opposed to what I did. I just smashed them in a Ziploc bag. So now it just looks like a big glob of like just, you know, Oreo filling, but it's still gonna taste good. So let's go ahead now and pull our crust out of the refrigerator. And again, while I did this process, I had the crust, that's the only amount of time I had the crust in the refrigerator. So it should be nice and cool and ready to go for us to pour this mixture into it. So here is our crust. It's nice. If you feel it, it's gonna be hard. It's nice and set in here. And we had it in here for about like probably what, 15, 20 minutes at the most while we made this thing. So now what we're gonna do is go ahead and just pour this on here. Now, when I did my crust, I did do the sides, but you can just do the bottom to make it look very uniform and even if you want it to look super pretty. I wanted it to look more of like a homemade type of cheesecake and have that like, you know, kind of just that feel of like a homemade cheesecake. So I didn't make it look perfect, even though normally I am OCD and want everything perfect. So if you do want it to look a little prettier, then don't do the sides, just put the crust on the bottom. But now I'm gonna go ahead and just kind of pour this filling in here. And you want to just gently use this filling because we made whipped cream, remember, out of the heavy cream. So you just wanna kind of cover it all up with this. And I'm gonna go ahead and just keep scooping out my filling and covering this up now. Okay, so what I did here was I just put our crumbled Oreos up top and I put like a few whole ones around the edges. If you have more, it looks very pretty to just put whole Oreos sideways around the edges. And that's it, folks. We're gonna put this in the fridge and it'll set for like about 4 or 5 hours, at least have it set for 4 or 5 hours, and it's ready to eat and enjoy. I hope you guys like this recipe. And again, this doesn't even require any eggs. So if you don't have any eggs in the house and the only ingredients you have are the ones that I showed you, this is quick and easy to make and it is super yummy. And I know because I tried the filling before I'm even setting it in the refrigerator. So hope you enjoy it and more desserts to come.